Hey there, what's up? I'm Riley. I'm the Director of Technology and the Scribe at Project Remote. Project Remote aims to help some kids learn more about STEAM. That's essentially what we're all about. Today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make Oobleck and the science behind it. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need is some cornstarch. It doesn't matter what brand. A bowl would be nice. And then you are going to start off by opening your cornstarch. I will say this gets a little bit messy, so just make sure you're doing it somewhere that you can clean up the cornstarch. Next, you're going to want to do like a 2 parts cornstarch, 1 part water to start. So for me, I'm doing 1/2 cup of cornstarch, but I only had a 1/4 cup measuring cup, so I'm just doing 2/4, which is 1/2, so there's some math for you. And then I'm going to measure out 1 cup of water, 1/4 cup. And this is just a start. So most of the time, the 2 to 1 part is not going to work. So you really just got to mix and then add water as you go until you get the consistency of Oobleck. So you can see here when I'm mixing, I don't want any big clumps. I want it to kind of pull together and look like a liquid from top, but have it really hard to rake my spoon through. And make sure you're getting all of the edges of the bowl into it. So to check, what I would do is I would use your fist. If you do it and you don't get pretty much no Oobleck on you, I mean a little bit is fine, but then if you put your finger in, you get a ton, you have some Oobleck. So you can kind of play around with this. If you punch it, you shouldn't get any Oobleck on you. And tapping it, playing with it, understanding how it moves. And you can see here when I go slowly, my fingers get covered. So with your Oobleck, you can just continue to do this. You can punch it, you can rake your fingers through it, you can try all different things. You can move the bowl. But I would recommend that you keep it in the bowl or in whatever you're using, because it's going to be a pain in the butt to get off of a countertop or a floor or a desk or something. And you can see here, just going back and forth and understanding. And here I'm taking my clean hand and I punched it. I didn't really get anything on it. So that's that. Now for cleanup, this is a messy thing. I would recommend to let some of your Oobleck kind of drip off, and then I would use your hands to kind of try to pick it off, because it is going to harden onto your hand a little bit, and just kind of try your best. But really what you should do is just go wash your hands. Make sure it's okay with your parents, of course, first to have cornstarch in your sink, but it should go down because it gets watered down. So right now I am just washing my hands, and you can go do the same if you're following along. So now my hands have come back clean, and just for demonstration, I'm going to show you again how when you punch it, you don't get much on you. And here's just kind of a close-up of how it moves. And this is definitely one of the more scientific parts of this video, because when you swirl it around, you really see that it's moving, that it's liquid. But then when you punch it or tap it really hard, it becomes a solid. And this is essentially the biggest part of our scientific exploration today. So now we're going to start some cleanup. When cleaning up your Oobleck, you have to keep in mind that it is a solid and it is a liquid. So essentially how I would clean it up is I would get a paper towel and kind of try to get it up as much as you can. And cleanup is in itself its own science experiment, because you're seeing how the Oobleck reacts to a new medium. So a medium would be like your hand, and now the towel is a new medium. So I would just go ahead and try to scoop it up with paper towel and put it into the trash. This might take a couple of paper towels, so just keep that in mind, and make sure you're not dripping it on the floor or anything, and you're being really careful. You might want to get an adult to help you with this part if you aren't able to do it yourself. So now I'm just gonna put my bowl in the sink and rinse it out with some water. The water will dilute the Oobleck, and it'll be easier to go down the sink drain. But yet again, I would just make sure it's okay with your parents. You could do this outside with a hose or something if your parents aren't okay with you doing it down the sink. But my Oobleck went down perfectly fine, And so now I'm going to take my materials that I used, my measuring cup, my spoon, and any other, you could use a popsicle stick to mix it. So any of that type of stuff you want to go put in the sink, rinse it out. And then you got to clean your surface because nobody wants to come down and have gross oobleck all over your surface. So I'm just doing this with a paper towel and it comes off really easily. And lastly, go put your cornstarch away because nobody wants you to leave that on the kitchen table. So, why does the oobleck go from a solid to a liquid and then back to a solid? Well, this is because it is a non-Newtonian fluid. That means that its viscosity is very low. Viscosity is how easily it can change under stress. And by change, I mean how easily it can flow. Thanks for watching our video. If you'd like to hear more from us, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our website, project-remote.com, follow our Instagram page, project.remote, or you can follow our Facebook page, which is just Project Remote. You can also help us out by sending us some pictures of your child or student participating in our experiments. That would be wonderful. And we'll see you next time. Bye.